Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Let me begin by telling you something you probably already know. Life is not easy. Life will test you. It'll push you. Sometimes it'll push you so hard, you'll wonder if you'll ever stand up again. But you will, because you can, and because you must. What you allow into your mind on a daily basis has an extraordinary impact on your attitude, your decisions, and ultimately your life. In tough times, this principle becomes even more critical. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant and water, that's what will grow. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, fear, and doubt, that's what will dominate your thinking. But if you fill your mind with encouragement, truth, and hope, then strength and positivity will take root instead. Most people don't realize just how much influence their environment has on their mental state. The news, social media, the conversations we have, the people we spend time with, all of these shape our thoughts, whether we notice it or not. If you want to stay positive during life's storms, you must become highly intentional about what you're allowing in. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Just like you wouldn't let a stranger walk into your home and start throwing garbage on the floor. Don't let toxic information or energy take up space in your thoughts. Feeding your mind well means reading books that inspire growth, listening to mentors who uplift and challenge you, and keeping company with people who believe in solutions more than they complain about problems. It means tuning into material that expands your thinking and encourages you to rise above your circumstances, not wallow in them. There is incredible power in choosing content that fuels your vision and reminds you of what's possible, especially when everything around you feels uncertain or painful. It's not about pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing not to let those problems dictate your mindset. When you fill your mind with encouragement and wisdom, you begin to build the mental and emotional resilience you need to handle setbacks. You begin to think clearly, make better decisions, and act from a place of confidence rather than fear. That clarity can be the difference between giving up and pushing forward in hard times. The natural tendency is to absorb what's loudest, the panic, the criticism, the self-doubt. But if you discipline yourself to seek out truth, perspective, and wisdom, you give yourself a tremendous advantage. You don't become immune to the struggle, but you do become equipped to navigate it with strength and hope. The quality of your thoughts shapes the quality of your life. And your thoughts are shaped by what you consume, so take control, be selective. Feed your mind the way you'd nourish your body, with intention, care, and purpose. Because what you put in is what will come out, especially when life gets tough. Every struggle carries a lesson, though it may not be easy to see at first. When life gets difficult, the natural response is to ask, why is this happening to me? That question often leads to frustration, bitterness, or a sense of helplessness. But there's a more empowering question to ask. What can I learn from this? That shift in thinking can transform the way you experience hardship. Struggles are not just obstacles. They are opportunities. Opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become more than you were before. Pain is a teacher. It's not a comfortable one, but it's effective. Whether you faced rejection, loss, failure, or disappointment, each experience contains valuable insight, if you're willing to look for it. Sometimes the lesson is patience, sometimes it's humility. Sometimes it's learning to trust yourself or developing the grit to keep going. Life rarely hands us growth in moments of ease. Real transformation comes when we're stretched, challenged, and pushed outside our comfort zone. It's important to understand that lessons don't always arrive with clarity or speed. Often, the meaning of a struggle only becomes obvious after the storm has passed. You may not fully grasp it in the moment, and that's okay. The key is to keep your mind open, stay curious, ask yourself what this experience is trying to teach you. What patterns are showing up? What needs to change? How can you become better because of what you're facing? This perspective doesn't remove the pain, but it gives the pain purpose. And when pain has a purpose, it becomes bearable. It becomes something you can use. Many people go through hard times and come out bitter, angry, or resentful. But others go through the same difficulty and emerge wiser, more compassionate, and more resilient. The difference is often their willingness to look for the lesson instead of just sitting in the pain. When you shift your mindset from victim to student, you take your power back. You stop seeing challenges as personal attacks and start seeing them as invitations to evolve. That doesn't mean you won't feel hurt, fear, or frustration. Those emotions are natural, but in the middle of all that, you can still decide to learn. You can still choose to ask better questions and grow through the experience. Ultimately, every struggle is a mirror. It reflects back to you your beliefs, your fears, your strengths, and your weaknesses. And if you pay attention, it can show you exactly what you need to change or strengthen within yourself. Life will test you, but those tests are not meant to break you. They're meant to build you. If you can find the lesson in every challenge, no matter how difficult, then no experience is ever wasted. You become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for whatever comes next. When life gets hard, the most powerful thing you can do is to keep showing up. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do when you're tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. In tough times, motivation may fade, energy might disappear, and the temptation to quit can grow louder. But the people who succeed, the people who grow, are not always the ones who move the fastest. They are the ones who refuse to stop moving altogether. Consistency is often more important than intensity. You don't have to make huge leaps every day. Some days all you can manage is a single step forward, and that's enough. That one step, repeated again and again, becomes progress. It builds momentum. Even on the days when everything feels heavy, simply showing up, doing what you can, however small, keeps you in the game. There's a quiet kind of strength in perseverance. It doesn't always look glamorous. It's not about the big wins or public applause. It's about waking up and deciding once again to face the day. It's about making the call, writing the page, taking the walk, or holding the line, whatever your version of showing up looks like. You don't have to be perfect. You don't even have to feel ready. You just have to be present and willing. Many people give up not because they lack ability, but because they lose belief. They confuse a bad day, or even a bad season, for a bad life. But difficulty is not a sign to quit. It's a test of commitment. It's a question life asks, how much do you want it? If you show up in the face of fear, doubt, or exhaustion, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. Think about a tree during winter. From the outside, it looks lifeless, bare, even dead. But beneath the surface, life is still happening. Roots are growing deeper, preparing for the spring. The same is true for you. Even when you don't see obvious results, your persistence is planting seeds. Your daily efforts, however small, are strengthening your character, building your resilience, and preparing you for what's next. It's okay to rest. It's okay to pause and catch your breath, but don't quit. Keep showing up for your goals, your values, and your future. Keep showing up for the person you're becoming. Progress is not always visible, but it is always happening when you stay consistent. Even in the darkest seasons, the simple act of not giving up is a declaration of hope. Success doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from not giving in, from staying in the process when it's uncomfortable, from showing up again and again until something shifts. So whatever you're facing, however hard it feels, just keep showing up. That alone can change everything. Your attitude shapes your reality more than almost anything else. In any situation, good or bad, you always have the power to choose your attitude. And that choice, simple as it may seem, often determines the direction and outcome of your life. When challenges arise, it's not just your skills or resources that get tested. It's your mindset. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can absolutely control how you respond. And that response begins with attitude. A positive attitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It means facing difficulties with resilience, choosing hope over despair, and believing that you can find a way forward, even when the path isn't clear. It's not about false optimism, it's about determined perspective. Life will throw setbacks your way. There will be failures, disappointments, and losses. But the way you choose to interpret and respond to those events makes all the difference. Some people, when faced with hardship, crumble under the weight of it. Others, with the same set of challenges, rise and grow. Why? The difference is almost always attitude. With the right attitude, problems become puzzles to solve, not reasons to quit. With the wrong attitude, even small issues can feel overwhelming. Your attitude shapes your emotional energy, your decisions, and your willingness to take action when things get hard. People with a strong, positive attitude tend to bounce back faster. They look for lessons instead of placing blame. They adapt, they adjust, and they keep going. They don't wait for perfect conditions to take action. They bring their best attitude to the table, even when things feel uncertain. That mindset creates momentum. And momentum, even in small doses, leads to progress. Attitude is also contagious. It affects not only how you feel internally, but how others respond to you. When you walk into a room with energy, confidence, and optimism, you influence the environment. People want to help those who help themselves. Doors open more easily for those who keep showing up with a constructive spirit rather than a defeated mindset. That's not just motivation, it's reality. Think of your attitude as your inner compass. It helps you stay grounded when emotions run high. It reminds you of what you value and where you're going, and it gives you the power to face each day with purpose, even when things aren't going your way. A good attitude doesn't guarantee success, but a bad one almost guarantees struggle and stagnation. So if you find yourself in a difficult season, pause and check your attitude. Are you focusing on what's possible or what's missing? Are you seeing opportunities or only obstacles? The answers to those questions reveal a lot, because ultimately, the outcome of your journey isn't just about what happens around you. It's about what happens within you. And that starts with attitude. There is something powerful and often forgotten within every person, the ability to endure, to rise, and to grow through adversity. You are built for tough times. It may not always feel that way, especially when life is pressing down hard, but the strength inside you is far greater than the pressure around you. Human beings are incredibly resilient, not because life is easy, but because struggle is part of the design. You were not made to break, you were made to bend, to adapt, and to overcome every tough time you faced in the past. You survived. Maybe you didn't walk out without scars, but you walked out. You may have limped, but you moved forward. That alone is proof of your inner strength. Sometimes we forget our resilience because we focus only on how hard things feel in the moment. But your past is filled with evidence of how capable you truly are. You've handled difficult conversations, heavy losses, financial challenges, and moments of doubt. And yet here you are. Tough times reveal the strength that comfort can hide. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay relaxed, to move through life without much resistance. But when adversity comes, when things fall apart or don't go as planned, that's when your real character is forged. That's when you discover just how much you can take, and just how far you can go. Pain is part of the process, but it's not the end of the story. You don't have to like the struggle, but you can learn to respect what it brings out in you. Grit, patience, courage, clarity. These qualities are not born in ease. They are the result of facing difficulty and refusing to surrender to it. And even when you feel weak, it doesn't mean you are weak. Feeling tired or discouraged is not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're human, and humans are incredibly capable of rising again. One of the most important things to remember in tough times is that they are temporary. No season lasts forever. The night will pass, the storm will fade, and when it does, you'll see that you're not the same person you were before. You'll be stronger, wiser, more grounded. And you'll know deep down that you have what it takes to face whatever comes next. Believing you are built for tough times is not about arrogance. It's about confidence rooted in truth. The truth is, you are equipped with everything you need: a mind that can think, a heart that can hope, and a spirit that can endure. You are stronger than your setbacks, braver than your fears, and more capable than you often give yourself credit for. So when life tests you, and it will, stand tall, remind yourself of what you've already survived, and trust that, no matter how hard it gets, you have what it takes. You always have. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I hope these words have reminded you of the strength within you, the power of your mindset, and the importance of never giving up, no matter what life throws your way. Remember, you were built for tough times, and you have everything you need to overcome them. Stay positive, seek the lessons, keep showing up, and always believe that you are stronger than you think. Life is full of challenges, but it's how we respond that determines our future. So keep pushing forward and know that every step you take is a step toward your growth.